So here we are back with Jeremy in the Ice Kitchen in Bury St Edmunds, and when I chop onions, I get a huge blade at home, eyes are pouring, and you're turning it on its head, Jeremy.
Yeah, so chopping onions great, but the one thing with chopping onions is normally you end up with 1 digit less if you're not that competent with a knife skill. Also, cutting an onion, as you can see, it's not the most easiest thing to do in the world. So quick and simple thing you can do, I mean, I grate them, put them on a tray, put them in the freezer, then put them in bags. You just need a grater. So if you're doing onions, if you want something finer, you can use a finer. We're actually going to grate the garlic, and this is going to go into anything bolognese, tomato sauce, stews. Also, with grating it, you have some of the juice coming out, and when you put it in the pan and cook it, you get much more flavour, and also breaks down the cellulose slightly easier than those little chunks that you have. It's almost like melts into the sauce and the stock, whatever you're doing. So, 1 onion,
yeah.
1 grater.
I'm watching your eyes. I want to know, how many years have you been cooking?
30.
Okay. And you get used to onions?
We sell onion goggles actually.
Do you? Do they work?
Well, apparently they do, yeah.
You haven't got them on, so you're fine with onions?
No, I'll start crying in a minute, very actually. It's like certain seasons with leeks as well, leeks when they're fresh in season.
But why is it, what is the hang-up about chopping it, you know, almost making it into those perfect little squares?
Well, it's
really quickly.
Yeah, well you can do, but unfortunately, even when chefs do it, when you're chopping away, you don't get, you know, all the same size unless you're really, you know, efficient at what you do. But this, who wants to chop when you can grate?
And it's better anyway.
It's also a little bit of energy, you know, so
yeah.
You do a bit of exercise as well.
The calories we're burning off. Brilliant.
We could put extra 2 spoons of Marmite butter in.
So we're gonna. So a lot of water comes out of that onion.
Yeah, so this is all the juice coming out of it, and these you can keep and put into your stocks, or if you're roasting a joint, you do a little trivet, you put them on the bottom, you put a joint on there, you're roasting, all the butter and fat falls into it, caramelizes the onions, and then you can put a little bit of flour in, and you can make a little gravy as well. And we're just going to use garlic on the side one.
Love garlic.
Because yeah, I mean garlic's it's a great condiment. But the other thing is that you know when you've got a garlic crusher, you know, and you have to try to clean it out.
Oh, what a.
We don't want any of that malarkey, do we?
They weren't designed well, were they?
No, they were designed to crush garlic.
What if you don't like? Yeah. What if you don't like garlic? Because a lot of people really don't like it. And they don't like it.
I'll make it really easy for you. What? Don't put it in.
Brilliant.
That's tip number 2.
Tip number 2: don't put it in if you don't like it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to turn put a little bit of oil in, and we're going to make some tomato sauce.
I'm desperately trying not to cry here.
It's not that bad, is it?
It's pretty full on. Oh, look at that, so brave. No safety net.
I think are you really starting to cry?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just the emotion. I've got a lot of baggage.
They're going to need therapy after this, aren't they? Right, let's go into the onions. So we've got our oil frying, and we've got the onions grated on there. And if you would do the honours, please, Nick.
Yeah, indeed.
Give it a little stir.
I can do that.
And we're just going to cook this out.
See, instantly, Jeremy, you're right. It's a flesh. It almost looks like mash.
Yes. And all you're going to do is you're going to evaporate some of the liquid, so you might cry a little bit more.
You didn't put that much oil in here, did you?
No, we don't need to, because that onion's going to have all that flavour, and then by the time you've cooked it out, you would put your tomatoes in and the soy sauce. It's going to absorb all that flavour, and that's going to eke back out slowly as the sauce cooks. So as we spoke about umami before, Worcester sauce, soy sauce.
You've got to have that in the cupboard, haven't you?
Yeah, well, if you haven't got it in the cupboard, soy sauce is a good thing to have, because like I said before with the pasta, etc., a little bit of dash of soy sauce adds that little bit of salty and brininess to it. So we're just going to add some dark soy. We're adding a couple of tablespoons because yeah, but it's going to really enhance the tomatoes, and just a little dash of Worcester sauce. Now my little favourite is at the end of tomato sauce and stews, etc. I like to add a little bit of brown sauce. Gives a little spiciness to it with the molasses and the sweetness.
Yeah.
So we're going to cook that out, and then we're just going to take bog standard.
Good chopped tomatoes?
Good chopped tomatoes. Again, the great thing about chopped tomatoes is you can use fresh tomatoes if you want, or whole plum tomatoes if you can mash them up.
I don't like plum tomatoes.
No?
You always get a little bit of skin left over, don't you? A little bit of peel.
Yeah, but when you mash it up, you can sort of peel it out. And if you've got a little blender, you can blend it up there as well to make it. You know, if you want a coarse tomato sauce or a smooth tomato sauce, you can just use a stick blender. So again, we've got these lovely tomatoes here from the co-op.
I know it's only Worcester sauce and a bit of onion, it's smelling brilliant.
Yeah, but the great thing is you can use this for if you're doing bolognese, if you're making a stew, you can use this as a base for anything. In France, fried onions are the base for everything they do. Those onions are starting to get to me a little bit now.
A little bit, they're quite strong.
That's good. So, as you can see, we've cooked it right down. So
I can't see, Jeremy, I can't, that's the problem.
And we're just going to add a couple of tins in with this. I'm going to give that a good old stir, please.
My assistant, Jeremy, has brought me the goggles that are available to buy from ICE. I'm going to try them.
You actually look quite cool in them, to
do you know what? They instantly work. The relief. How much are these retail at? Sarah, how much are these retail at? They're online. Go to the ICE website. ICE Berwick and Evans, search on Google or your favourite search engine. They work really well.
They do.
Every kitchen should have a pair, Jeremy.
You also look like an X-Man geek right now as well.
I don't mind, I feel better.
Good. If it saves your modesty, we're
okay. Who cares? It saves my eyesight. I can see
so you said you can add salt and pepper to this now, you can season it however you want. We're not going to season it, we're just going to leave it because we're going to do it with some little meatballs later we're going to show you. So you just leave that, we're going to cook it out on the stove, probably for about half an hour, turn it down, let it simmer nice, let all those flavours come out of back out of the onions or soy, and then you will have a perfect tomato sauce. Make a batch, put it into bags, put it in the fridge, chill it down, put it in the freezer, then you can quite easily come home or the day before take it out, put it in the freezer, and you've got ready-made sauce and you can chuck all things in it, vegetables, meat.
Presumably you can use it as a base for pizza, as you say though.
Exactly. So this is your one-stop shop for everything. So you can put it on and buy pizza bases, or you can make a little bit of bread and make a pizza base, put some cheese on it, some garlic butter, put it in the oven.
It's got a lovely sheen to this, you know?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And you'll see once it's cooked out and we add the other things to it, it'll be perfect.
Where are you, Jeremy? And back with Jeremy. I've still got my onion goggles on. By the way, we're going to give away a pair of these. You can buy them online from ICE and Berwick and Evans, or you can win them with Family Carers. Quick hack with sausages.
Yeah, so we've got our tomato sauce on cooking. So rather than make meatballs, etc., or just cook sausages plainly, we're going to just take them out of the skin, roll them, make them into little spheres, as you can see here. Again, the stock you use from the pasta, you can drop these in the pasta and cook it with the pasta at the same time. So you can make meatballs and pasta, and then if you've got your tomato sauce out of the fridge, we're going to whack these in the oven on 180. We're going to cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then, or you can pan fry them. I mean, you can cook them however you want, but it might be easier just to whack them in the oven. And the great thing is, again, if you do a load of them up, you can bag them again with the tomato sauce. You've got meatballs and tomato sauce ready to go. Instant
meal, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, you can just pull it out of the freezer, put it into the fridge the night before, then the next minute just heat it up however you want in the pan or in the microwave, and you've got them in.
I'm aiming for Ferrero Rocher sort of size, and they're one of your favourites, aren't they?
They are one of my favourites.
But not coconut?
No, unfortunately not coconut. I had a rather dodgy experience with a coconut when I was a young lad. I drank one that the milk was slightly off in it, and it sort of put me off coconuts for life. You can probably see that mine are actually more appealing as spheres, whereas Nic's are more appealing as I don't quite know what. So
yeah, there is an element of irregularity, but if you're working quickly,
yes, true,
and you're eating them yourself, and you're not aiming to win an award, this is all right.
But are you working quickly?
No, but I've got my Jackie Onassis glasses on. I can't see a thing.
Considering I've just done the same amount as you in.
You've done 30 years of this playing with sausages. I haven't.
Very, very true. On that note, I think we'll put these in the oven.
In the oven.
You can put a bit of oil on them if you want, or a little bit of seasoning, or you can just bake them so they go crispy.
So back in the kitchen with Jeremy, and the meatballs are done.
Yeah, perfect.
From the sausages.
From the sausages. So we've got the meatballs. Again, you can serve these straight away if you want now with our tomato sauce that we made, or if you want for a little simple cheat, you can portion up. If you've got 1 or 2 portions, there's probably enough for 2 people here, I would have thought. And then what we're going to do is they're still slightly warm. We're just going to bag them up. And if you would like to put some of your delicious tomato sauce you've made in there.
This tomato sauce, it smells so good, Jeremy. I mean, it really does. And for those, just want a reminder, the Worcester sauce that you put in, you just get a whiff of it. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It sort of gives that roundness on the palate, and then you won't really detect the soy, but the soy gives you that real meatiness and brings out the flavour of the tomatoes.
A little bit more?
Yeah, that's it, I think. And then So what we do, we give it a good squeeze around, and basically because the crispiness shell on the meatballs is now going to absorb, because if we push the water out of the meat, they don't have a little sponge and suck some of the tomato back in. So give them a mix about, and then what you do is leave those to cool, and bag them up, label and date them. Always label and date when you're putting things in the freezer, because you might have them in there, you don't know when you put them in there. Anything over 3 or 4 months you don't really want to start messing around with. But there, so you've got a meatball. So you've got a little meal for one, so you can either boil some rice, boil some pasta, heat it up in the microwave or in the pan, chuck it in there, and you've got a little cheat meal for one, and you can bag loads of them up for the freezer.
And so much better than a biryani microwave 5-minute meal.
Yes, and probably done in roughly about the same time.
Yes, true.
Cool, so that's how meatballs
That's
are.
lovely, isn't it?